Hello. Okay, let me breathe little.
So I don't think it's difficult to be me, it's very easy to be me. I think one of my best trips was when I traveled solo. Nobody is invited in my bathroom.
Namaste. My name is Surraj Palekar and I welcome to our show, the Mog Series. Mog in Konkani means love, and this is where we talk about Mog, love people have in their lives for their profession, a cause, and people in their lives. Today's guest we have is somebody who was born in Goa, schooled in Goa, and there is so much to talk about her. She started her entrepreneurial journey at a young age of 19. Now this is where I need to go back to my cards and look at all the data that I have. So I'm actually worried we're going to have enough time for this show today. Let me just go through it. Well, she moved to Pune to pursue her studies in Masters of Clinical Biochemistry. At the age of 19, she along with two friends started her first entrepreneurial venture in Pune with a trading firm and later a joint venture leading to manufacturing and exporting of pharma research products. She then started a pharma research company in Verna, Goa. 14 years ago, she deviated from pharma to wellness and got the leading wellness brand VLCC to Goa. 11 years ago, she launched her own brand of cello and spas under the brand Satwa Cello and Spa across Goa. Her latest venture started in October 2020 is Global to Local, a Goan supermarket in Panjim to support 100 plus rural women and self-help groups across Goa to get financially independent. She is a director on government company Aparant Foods Limited to promote Goan food clusters. She is also on board as a consulting director for a Zambian company, Hodi Limited. Next, she has won several awards. Business Goa Award, Goan Hospitality Award, Goan Achievers Award, Trinity World Indian Hospitality Award, Best of India Business Awards, the Inspiring Women of Goa Award, Successful Business Women and Entrepreneur Award, World Women Leadership Congress Award amongst Goa's women leaders. She was also nominated in Top 50 Influential People of Goa. She was recently felicitated with the Priyadarshini Award at Delhi and the Achievers Award by World Trade Center in Mumbai. Next, she was the EC member of GSIA, that is Goa State Industries Association, for the period of 2017 to 2019. She was the first lady president of BNI Aparant Goa. She started Orchid Awards for the Women Achievers of Goa in 2011 and successfully doing it for 10 years, awarding Women Achievers, which is an exclusive of women in Goa. She is also the chairperson of International Human Rights Association, IHRA, Panjim Block. She is on advisory board of Goa Livelihood Forum and the Go Womania Trust. She is now the current chairperson of Women's Wing Goa Chamber of Commerce and Industry, that is GCCI. A spiritual person very actively practicing the art of living. Okay, let me breathe. Well, let's put our hands together and welcome Asha Arondekkar. Asha, welcome to our show.
Thank you so much.
Well, Asha, before I actually, come to my questions, tell me one thing, how do you manage all these things? I mean, so many of us, I was just like reading, where am I? There's so much you have achieved in your life.
You think so?
Oh, well, yes, definitely. I mean, I can't say so.
Because I still always say that I have miles to go before I sleep, so little time and so much to do.
That's interesting. Okay, well, you are someone a lot of women want to be, How easy or difficult it is for you to be Asha Arondekkar?
I think it's easy to be because, like I said, I'm a very spiritual person, very humble, very simple person, very childlike, and that keeps me grounded, and that's me actually. So if you have your base, which is very simple and humble, I think it's very easy to be me as long as because when I was a child, my father he taught me one thing, and that was the art of giving. So, and I practiced that to the fullest. So it's like what goes around comes around. So I'm always so grateful about it. So I don't think it's difficult to be me. It's very easy to be me. Very, very easy to be me. I mean, I don't think I'm that inspiring or, where people look up to me as a role model. Yes, I may be having some people who aspire to be me, but I think if I just talk to them a little or motivate them a little, everybody can be me or I think much more than me.
If you have to actually explain to us or probably describe to us in very few lines, in your own words, who is Asha Arondekkar as per you? I mean, we have heard a lot from people who is Asha Arondekkar. I mean, there's a lot of things that we have heard about you. But if you have to actually tell us who is Asha Arondekkar, what would you say?
A very grateful person and a very humble person and childlike always. That's me. And always a hunger to, to help out, to reach out always. So that's in simple words, that's me. And like I'm a kind of a person who would always give wings to everybody to fly.
That's what makes you who you are today, if I'm not mistaken, right? That's what makes you feel good about yourself.
Perhaps.
Nice. Now, you have actually ventured out into a lot of businesses from, an industry to another. So from beauty to wellness to livelihood. So what has been your greatest Mog in life?
Actually, when I started with beauty and wellness, empowering individuals, seeing them confident and look good, feel beautiful, I thought that was what I loved the most. But then when I moved on to my new venture, which is Global to Local, where we started empowering rural women and self-help groups. So empowering an individual was then, and now empowering these women is like, helping them be financially independent or helping them earn their livelihoods. And in turn, this is more, more fulfilling because it is empowering a family. It is about, a whole community maybe. So I think this is what livelihoods is something which I am really enjoying, and I look forward to multiplying it and going multifolds, and working more towards it. So see, that gives me the kick, I guess.
As we know, you started your journey, entrepreneurial journey at the age of 19. I mean, that's where I'm sure you had this dream of being somebody or being somewhere, have that name for yourself. So all I'm asking...
Not really, because I was a very, I was brought up in a very conservative family where my father was a doctor.
Okay.
And he always wanted me to be a doctor. I was a 4G kid, very disciplined, very, well brought up. So I never even in my dreams thought, because nobody in my family ever had got into entrepreneurship.
Okay.
So when I was studying in Pune, and one fine day attending a lecture by none other than Kiran Majumdar Shaw, and listening to her how she got into a man's domain and started her fermentation technology and biocorn and all that, that was the switch which happened in me, and I said, you know what, I want to be an entrepreneur. It wasn't easy for me, because when I called up my father and I said, you know what, forget doctor, I want to be a businesswoman, and he said, pack your bags, come back home. You're not doing that. So it was very tough.
How did you take that?
Actually, I have been a little of a rebel kid.
Okay.
So still I am. And I still decided to go ahead with two of my friends in the campus with the first venture. And I, painfully though, my father didn't speak to me for 2 years. But then it was okay because he got around and then he was very proud of me. So yes.
How was your first experience?
Nice.
Because I'm sure at that age, I mean, when we're talking about, just frolicking around, partying, and you actually got into a venture. How was your experience of it?
The experience was very tough because we started with a small trading firm where we were, like a sub-dealer for a company. And the areas what we were given for our business was pharmaceutical companies in the rest of Maharashtra. That meant going to places like Nasik, Aurangabad, 25 years ago, Patal Ganga for that matter, near Mumbai. That time, we didn't even have a proper conveyance to reach those places, and we were hitchhiking on trucks and sharing autos and jeeps and all that. So, and I used to look so, like you said, I was so tiny, petite, and I wore these starched cotton saris and wore these glasses hanging on my shoulder, put up my hair in buns to look older and to look matured so that people took me seriously.
I do the same.
So that was my start, but then later, of course, we prospered and it grew bigger.
So, they say that, serious businesswoman also has her fun side of it. We have heard that, apart from being a very serious businesswoman, you sing well too. You have your fun side too. So, is it actually coming very handy to you, the singing part of it, to make everybody else dance on the tune?
I think you got it wrong, Suraj, because I sing to entertain myself and nobody is invited in my bathroom.
Okay.
But yes, I'm a very fun-loving person, and I'm like, wherever I am the life of that group, and I love being so. I'm a totally different person besides work. When I'm outside with friends or traveling, I'm a totally different person. Like I said, I'm very childlike.
So are you like a strict boss, or you are like more fun boss?
I'm not a strict boss, but I'm a firm boss.
Okay.
So it's like, as long as you're
Explain
doing your
that
work.
to us, actually.
Yeah, so as long as you're doing your work, what is assigned to you in the right way, and you make new mistakes every day and don't repeat the same old mistakes, I'm okay with that. So in fact, we have flexi timings. We have an all-woman team. I think we have 10% of men working.
Oh, wow.
So in the entire team, and they all love me because I let them be. And my whole aim is to mold them to be leaders, to take ownership. Today, I can travel so much because my team thinks it's their company.
Correct.
So in my absence, they work as if it's their company, and I really, really appreciate that. So I'm not a strict boss, but I'm a firm boss. Yes.
I think that's very important. I think people should know that thin line between being a strict boss, a firm boss, and getting the work done. I think it's very important. Right. And as you just mentioned, you travel a lot now. I mean, for work, you have to travel. So you must be traveling multiple cities, a lot of, countries. What is it that, while traveling, you leave a part of you behind in that city, and what is that kind of, what do you adopt from each city? What is your experience of traveling?
Traveling is the only thing I feel which teaches you the most. Travel school is the best teaching I think you can get in the world. So when you travel across cities, states, and countries, there is so much. There is so much to see, so much to learn. So I know, and it's always nice because my husband and me, when we travel together, and also when I travel solo, we connect to the local people. So the culture is not about bringing just the local food or eating the local food, but we love understanding each culture. Small things, like very early in my life when I used to travel in Europe, and we would be in these small villages, and and you're walking and suddenly there's a car racing, and instead of you getting worried, they would get worried and they would stop and value the person who's crossing, the pedestrians. This is something, small thing, but I picked up, my family has picked up, and we practice it here. So we are on a busy road, there are people honking beside, but we still stop for the pedestrians to cross. So something very simple like this. There are values, there are so many other things to learn, and I feel I'm getting richer, and I want to be very rich with that.
Do you want to share a few of your great experiences, something that actually has impacted your life a lot while traveling, something that you learned over a period of time?
I think one of my best trips was when I traveled solo with a backpack in Switzerland for 15 days. And it was staying with local families. And also once in Sweden when I was alone for 6 weeks and I was staying with a local family.
Right.
And I realized one thing, we talk about cultures, we talk about family values, and we say the West hasn't got them. But the values that they had, they stayed apart, yet when they met, there was so much of love, there was so much of bonding. And here we were living under the same roof in India and, in our country, and still not meeting each other or talking to each other. And there they were meeting once a week on a weekend, maybe just to catch the sun and some good food. And yet there was so much of love, there was so much of caring. So these are some of the things that, some moments have been scary as well.
I'm sure,
where
yeah.
I have missed a bus or I've missed a train and I've been, stranded there. But looking at the good part of it, yes, there was a lot of learning, and it has been etched in my heart forever.
So this traveling, has it impacted your work life? Has it probably made you think of certain tricks or techniques which would probably, help you grow better? I'm talking about your business, or anything that you learned. So what are those experiences?
Right. So like when I was telling you about giving flexi hours to my, to the ladies who work for me, they appreciate it because I understand they have families.
Correct.
They could have, late hours in the morning or early, retiring in the evening owing to their family commitments.
Right.
So I have adopted that. That is one of the things I have adopted. Also, I never say no to them for any vacations. I guess vacations are very, very important, especially if it's with your family. Right. So these are some little things. Sometimes, and when I want it, they also work for me late night, midnight, when we have work and, deadlines to complete. They're always there, even on a Sunday, to work. So I think that's something which is very nice, which I saw there, and I tried to implement it here, and it has worked out very well. People said, no, it doesn't work here. This is not the way it works in India, but I think it works so fine. When you respect and you value, you get that back,
I think we all have our journeys, right from, you started at 19 and all these companies that you set up or established all these years. So how has been your personal experience setting these things up? Diversification is something which I see, you've been actually following from wellness to, now you're actually getting into like a market, a supermarket as we are mentioning.
So it's been from pharma to wellness, to livelihoods, and now I'm working on a new venture as well. So probably October.
So what is it that actually inspires you for diversification? I'll tell you, because why I'm asking this question is a lot of people are so scared to make a change. नौकरी करनी है तो भाई नौकरी करनी है, छोड़ के will think about it kind of thing. Business say it's not running well, but you want to make changes. People think 10,000 times before making those changes, or even diversification. It's important, I believe. So what inspired you from, so much of diversification that you've been into?
One is love for something new. Okay. And I think I take it as making all these projects as making babies. So you make one baby, it's on its own, it's taking care of itself, and then you're like, okay, now what next? So you move on to another baby. And like I said, when I started, pharmaceutical was a booming industry 25 years ago, so we got into pharmaceutical. Then wellness is a booming industry. And now coming to hospitality, especially in Goa, so we are looking at starting a QSR chain very shortly this year as well. So it's been the, a quest to do something new always, and at the same time keep the existing ones going and self-sustaining. Yeah, so I think it gives me a kick in to do something new. And my brain is working 24 hours.
I think that's a part of...
You make me get up in the middle of the night and you say, you know what, and I'll be sitting there and telling you so many ideas and saying, why don't you do this and that? And that's why I even enjoy my, role as a mentor. Right. Which I do for quite a few people in Goa.
How did 2020 impact you?
2020 was terrible. It was terrible because at that time my peak and majorly business was wellness. And wellness industry was the industry which closed the first and opened the last. So like for 6 months, that was the gap. But you know what? I feel it was very good in two ways. Right. One was because I got a lot of valuable time to spend with my family. Okay, because my husband, me and my daughter had never spent more than a month or two together. We were always either he was traveling, I was traveling, she was studying somewhere. So we got those 6 months where we were together all the time, like family time, We actually got to bonded and so much. It was fun. And the second thing was I used that time to create my new business. which was the retail business, which was the idea came from there because these women were looking for livelihoods. They wanted financial assistance. So I said, okay, let's make the most, create the platform.
How easy or difficult was it to bounce back after 2020 for you?
I guess it was quite easy because, yeah, but you know what? My life has always been like a ECG curve. So I've got those PQRSs always in my life. So it doesn't really, it happens because nothing can be a straight line. Right. So, yeah, once you move on, I'm a kind of a person who forgets very fast and moves on very fast. So
I can right now sense your energy. I can actually feel your energy. There's so much of energy that you're actually, coming out with. So what makes you really, what does help you, to keep yourself calm? Or, there are times you are complete, as you said, your mind is working 24/7. What is it that actually calms you down? What is it that helps you relax and then, take a step back maybe?
My spiritual practices. Like I said, I'm a part of Art of Living, and I learned my Sudarshan Kriya, which was 2 decades ago, and it's been 18 years.
Okay.
Okay. I haven't missed a single day of practicing my pranayam, my meditation, my yoga, and my Sudarshan
18
Kriya.
years.
18 years.
Not a single day.
Not a single day, whichever part of the world I am, whatever time it is, but I have to do it.
Wow.
So I think that gives me that clarity, that gives me the time management, and that gives me the extra 1 hour after the 24 hours.
That's interesting. So I know, as you said, you already, we all know you're a very fierce businesswoman. As I said, I can sense the energy right now here. And you also practice, you're a spiritual person that makes you, calm down. How do you switch this? How easy it is for you to probably from calming yourself down to getting back to, I'm sure there'll be times, when you're like in a very angry mode and you want to calm down yourself, or probably you're in a very calm, position and there's something that just goes wrong. How do you manage that?
One thing is the permanent button is the spiritual button, which is always on.
Okay.
Okay. And the other part is the switches, the other switches are like which go on and off. But mostly for me they're on because the permanent button is always on. So the other button. So mostly I'm a very happy-go-lucky person. I always live in the present moment. Like the other day somebody was asking me, your tenure at the GCCI is for 2 years. What next? What will you do after that? I said, probably something nice and bigger is waiting for me. Why do I have to worry? I've got the time now. Great. And I got to finish everything now. I haven't seen tomorrow. True. So that's my energy levels. And once in a while, when I feel that little bit of stress, I go driving. That's my stress buster. I go racing, I go driving. I know my family doesn't approve of it, but yes, I come back with it.
That's like a solo driving. You leave the city, you leave the state, and you just go.
I have driven interstate also, solo. Yeah, but I go on a long drive, and I'm so peaceful when I come back with some loud music playing, or probably even me talking to myself.
Talking to the expert.
Helps, yes.
So you just mentioned, that we all have a certain phase in our life. We have that time. Times are changing. I'm sure when you started your journey of being an entrepreneur to where we are today in 2024, times have changed, the strategies have changed, people's thought processes have changed. What is your take on, changing marketing strategies the youth is implementing today or, using today? Maybe something like being an influencer or influencers. What's your take on this kind of marketing strategy?
See, when we started out, like advertisement or marketing was having print ads, was having newspapers, having hoardings, and all those expensive ways of marketing. But like now it has changed. Today social media has taken over. So we got to be changing with the trends. If we are not updated, we are left behind. And social media is a very good platform. It's not very expensive, and everybody, even today, a homepreneur sitting at home who's baking a cake can use it.
Right.
Or somebody who stitched something good can put it out there and sell it. So I think it's a very good platform, and for these youngsters, why not? They are creative,
right?
And if they can do it, why not? You must do it, and I think we should keep changing with the trends, because at the end of the day, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है.
Exactly. So, but I think with these changing times, our cost of marketing has come down. The people have, but again with that, there's this term we call content creation has taken our, the control of our lives. Any business, smaller business, could be, like women in your group, half of the people, they do not exactly know how to create content.
Right.
Correct? I mean, they know I have to be on Instagram or I have to be on a certain social media platform. How does that work for these people? I mean, even if I have to ask you, how do you help these women be there on social media?
Yeah, so for this is something that our mentoring helps. Like, for example, through the chamber,
Right.
to the women's wing, we've launched a mentoring program. So these are for these women who are across Goa, who need that help, who need a little hand-holding. Probably they know what they want, but they don't know how to do it.
How to do it, yeah.
Okay? So we connect them to the right people and, and handhold them as to this is how you got to do it.
Right.
Probably have some kind of campaigns for them, have some kind of mentoring and trainings for them
Right.
as to this work, this doesn't work. And everybody is doing it. And I think a lot of people are learning from the YouTube university.
Yes, everybody is.
Yes.
I think that's a lot on your plate, if I'm not mistaken. I'm like, you've got so much to do and there's so much to still you've been actually working hard for right now, you know. So it's been like pretty serious conversation. So I'm going to move to a rapid fire round.
Okay.
I've got a couple of questions for you, which I'm going to ask you, and I'm not going to give you much of time to actually answer them. So
can I think prior?
You will have a sip of a coffee.
I would love to. Thank
Do
you.
that. And let me know when you're ready, and I'm going to shoot.
Yes.
Ready?
Shoot.
Okay. Now, specifically, I mean, as we know that you've been, been into wellness industry. Tell me, great skin or great body?
I think great body.
Yoga or gym?
Yoga any day.
Jogging or walks?
Walks, because then you get to enjoy nature.
Beaches or mountains?
Mountains, but snow-covered mountains.
Mountains, but snow-covered
White
mountains.
mountains.
White mountains. Shopping or lunch with your daughter?
I guess shopping with my daughter is a lethal combination.
Okay. Music or meditation?
Meditation with music in the background. Superb.
Okay, the next question is probably my favorite. Ice cream or salad?
Salad, of course.
Really?
Yes, I'm
No
not
ice
an
cream?
ice cream person.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay, do I change the question? Cake or salad?
Still salad, because I don't have a sweet tooth.
Okay.
I eat to live.
Okay, salad. Early mornings or late nights?
Early mornings, any day. And early nights as well.
Okay. You know, the next question is something that you've actually, in fact, already answered, but I'm still going to ask you because it's right here. Driving or hiking?
Driving, of course.
Okay. Rains or winters?
Winters. I love winters. Like I said, I always run back to the snow. But of course, in Goa, I love the monsoons. That's the only season I love.
Which is your favorite destination for winters?
For winters in India, I love going to Himachal.
Uh-huh.
And outside, probably Europe, mostly Switzerland.
Okay.
Yeah, Montreux and
When are you traveling
villas.
next?
Probably in a month.
I'm definitely going to take your Instagram account and I'm going to follow you for that. Anyways, Asha, it was great conversation, great insight on your journey and the work that you've been doing for Women of Goa. And thank you so much for coming on our show. Before you leave, we have a very sweet little gift for you.
Oh,
I'm going
thank
to give it
you
to you right
so
away.
much. And thank you so much for inviting me on this show.
Our pleasure. Asha, this is for you.
Wow.
From Mog Series.
Okay, Mog Asun, Saddat Asun, and Koop Asun.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Asha.
you so much.
Well, that was Asha Arondekkar, and I think it was a great conversation with her, and we definitely want to have her again once again. Asha, maybe we'll have a different conversation next time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next show. Thank you so much.